What if I told you that your brain has a built-in stress relief system that's more powerful than most medications, and you've been ignoring it your whole life? Sounds too good to be true, right? But neuroscientists have identified 12 techniques that literally rewire your nervous system to handle stress without popping a single pill. And here's what shocked me. The most effective one takes less than 90 seconds. Stay with me because what I'm about to reveal will completely transform how you handle anxiety, and by the end of this video, you'll have a personalized toolkit that actually works when stress hits hardest. Number 1. The 90-second breathing reset that stops panic in its tracks. Let me tell you something, your breath is the only part of your nervous system you can consciously control. And that's not just spiritual mumbo-jumbo. When you're stressed, your sympathetic nervous system kicks in, heart racing, shallow breathing, that feeling like you're about to lose it. But here's the game changer: physiological sighing. Stanford researchers discovered that doing 2 quick inhales through your nose followed by 1 long exhale through your mouth for 90 seconds instantly calms your nervous system. Why? Those double inhales reinflate the tiny air sacs in your lungs, and that extended exhale activates your vagus nerve, your body's natural chill-out button. Try this right now. 2 sharp inhales through your nose, sniff sniff, then 1 long exhale through your mouth. Do it 3 times. Feel that? That's your biology working for you instead of against you. You know what's crazy? Most people spend hundreds on therapy apps when this free technique is sitting in their chest cavity 24/7. But wait, there's something even more surprising about how your body processes stress. Number 2. The cold water shock protocol, backed by Navy SEALs. Here's where it gets interesting. Ever notice how a cold shower wakes you up instantly? That's your mammalian dive reflex kicking in, an evolutionary response that slows your heart rate and redirects blood to vital organs. Special operations soldiers use cold exposure to train stress resilience. And you don't need to become a polar bear swimmer. Start with this. At the end of your normal shower, turn it to cold for just 30 seconds. That's it. Your brain interprets this as a controlled stressor, and over time, it learns that stress is temporary and manageable. A 2016 study in the Netherlands found that people who took cold showers had a 29% reduction in sick days and reported significantly lower anxiety levels. The researchers believe cold exposure trains your nervous system to recover faster from stress triggers. But let's be honest, cold showers sound miserable at first. I thought the same thing. Then I reframed it. It's 30 seconds of discomfort that teaches my brain I can handle hard things. Now, I actually look forward to it. Weird, right? Now here's the part most people miss about stress management. Number 3. The anxiety paradox. Stop fighting, start accepting. This is going to sound backwards, but stay with me. The more you try to eliminate anxiety, the stronger it gets. It's like trying not to think about a pink elephant. Suddenly that's all you can think about. Psychologists call this acceptance and commitment therapy, ACT. Instead of fighting anxious thoughts, you acknowledge them. Oh, there's that worry about my presentation again. Interesting. You're not agreeing with the thought or letting it control you, you're just observing it like a cloud passing by. Dr. Stephen Hayes, who pioneered ACT, found that people who practiced acceptance-based techniques had 50% better long-term outcomes than those using suppression strategies. Why? Because fighting anxiety burns energy and creates a secondary stress. Why am I still anxious? Here's a real-world example. Before I learned this, I'd panic about being anxious before public speaking, which made the anxiety worse. Now, I think, yep, there's the pre-talk jitters. Makes sense, I care about this. The anxiety still shows up, but it doesn't run the show anymore. You're probably wondering, what about when anxiety shows up at 3 a.m. and won't let you sleep? Number 4. The 3-3-3 grounding technique for midnight spirals. Let's talk about those 3 a.m. thought hurricanes. Your mind is racing, catastrophizing about everything from your health to that email you sent 3 years ago. Sound familiar? The 3-3-3 rule is ridiculously simple, but shockingly effective. Name 3 things you see. Ceiling fan. Alarm clock. Dresser. Name 3 sounds you hear. Air conditioner humming. Car passing outside. My own breathing. Move 3 body parts. Wiggle your toes, roll your shoulders, turn your head. This works because anxiety lives in the future. What if? Grounding yanks you back to right now, where, let's be real, you're probably safe in your bed, not actually being chased by a tiger. The science. This technique interrupts your amygdala's fear response and activates your prefrontal cortex, the rational part of your brain. You're basically telling your nervous system, false alarm, buddy. Stand down. I use this every single time my brain decides 2 a.m. is the perfect time to review every embarrassing moment from high school. Works like a charm. But that's not the crazy part. Number 5. Progressive muscle relaxation, the technique nobody talks about. Here's a technique that sounds boring but is secretly powerful. Progressive muscle relaxation, PMR. Use systematically tense and relax each muscle group in your body, starting from your toes and moving up to your head. Why does squeezing your muscles help with anxiety? Because chronic stress creates physical tension. You don't even notice tight shoulders, clenched jaw, fisted hands. Your brain interprets this tension as something's wrong, which feeds the anxiety loop. A 2019 meta-analysis found that PMR reduced anxiety scores by an average of 37% after just 2 weeks of practice. That's comparable to some pharmaceutical interventions, except the only side effect is better sleep. Here's how. Tense your right foot for 5 seconds, really squeeze it, then release for 10 seconds. Notice the difference? That's the feeling of relaxation. Move to your calf, then thigh, then other leg, abdomen, hands, arms, shoulders, face. The whole sequence takes about 10 minutes. Quick favor before we continue. If you're finding this valuable, smash that like button and subscribe. It actually helps more people discover content like this. Plus, hit the bell so you don't miss what's coming next. Now, back to these game-changing techniques. Number 6. The power of movement, but not how you think. Exercise reduces stress. Revolutionary, right? But here's what's actually interesting. The type of movement matters less than the consistency. You don't need to become a CrossFit warrior or marathon runner. A landmark study from Harvard Medical School found that just 15 minutes of walking reduced depression risk by 26%. Walking. Not intense cardio. Not expensive gym memberships. Just putting one foot in front of the other. The real magic happens because movement burns off stress hormones, cortisol and adrenaline. Releases endorphins, your natural mood boosters. Creates a meditative state, especially rhythmic activities like walking or swimming. Gets you out of your head and into your body. Pro tip: don't exercise to punish your body. Move in ways that feel good. Dance in your kitchen. Walk your dog. Play with your kids. The best exercise is the one you'll actually do. And thanks to modern gyms, we can now pay $50 a month to feel guilty about not going. Progress. Seriously though, a free walk around your neighborhood works just as well. The real question is, what do you do when stress hits at work and you can't exactly go for a jog? Number 7. The 5-4-3-2-1 sensory countdown for instant calm. When anxiety ambushes you in a meeting or at the grocery store, you need something fast and invisible. Enter the 5-4-3-2-1 technique. 5 things you can see: computer, pen, window, plant, coffee mug. For things you can touch: chair texture, keyboard keys, fabric of your shirt, table surface. 3 things you can hear: typing sounds, air conditioning, distant conversation. 2 things you can smell: coffee, hand lotion, or imagine if nothing's available. 1 thing you can taste: gum, lingering lunch, or just your mouth. This is grounding on steroids. It forces your brain to engage with concrete reality instead of abstract worries. Psychologists call this sensory awareness, and it's a cornerstone of mindfulness-based stress reduction, MBSR. What I love about this technique: nobody knows you're doing it. You can practice it in a crowded room, during a stressful conversation, or while waiting for medical test results. Now here's something most stress management guides completely ignore. Number 8. The social connection prescription. Here's an uncomfortable truth. Isolation amplifies anxiety. When you're stressed, your instinct might be to withdraw, cancel plans, avoid calls, hibernate. But that's exactly when you need connection most. Research from Brigham Young University analyzed 148 studies and found that strong social relationships increase survival odds by 50%. That's more than quitting smoking or exercising. Connection isn't just nice to have, it's biologically essential. But here's the nuance. Not all social interaction helps. Scrolling social media doesn't count. Superficial small talk doesn't count. What does work? Vulnerable conversations with trusted friends. Physical presence, even silent companionship reduces cortisol. Helping others shifts focus outward and releases oxytocin. Action step. Text one person right now. Not, "How are you?" but something real. "I've been stressed lately and could use a friend. Free to talk this week?" You know what's crazy? We live in the most connected era in history, and yet loneliness is at epidemic levels. Quality over quantity matters here. But wait, it gets better. Number 9. The sleep stress cycle you need to break. Let's be honest, when you're stressed, sleep is usually the first casualty. And when you're sleep deprived, everything feels more stressful. It's a vicious cycle. Here's what actually helps. No, not scrolling TikTok until you pass out. The 10-3-2-1-0 rule. 10 hours before bed, no more caffeine. 3 hours before bed, no large meals or alcohol. 2 hours before bed, no work or stressful tasks. 1 hour before bed, no screens, blue light disrupts melatonin. 0. Number of times you hit snooze. Consistent wake time regulates your circadian rhythm. A University of Pennsylvania study found that sleeping just 6 hours instead of 8 for 2 weeks impaired performance as much as staying awake for 48 hours straight. Your brain literally can't process stress effectively without adequate sleep. The game changer: treat your bedtime like an important appointment. Put it in your calendar. It's not lazy, it's essential maintenance. If stress is a fire, sleep deprivation is gasoline. You can't win that fight. Number 10. Journaling, but make it strategic. Dear Diary isn't just for teenagers. But here's the twist: how you journal matters. Stream of consciousness venting can actually increase rumination and make anxiety worse. Strategic journaling? Clinically proven to reduce stress. Try these formats. Gratitude journaling. Write 3 specific things you're grateful for daily. Not, "my family," but, "my daughter's laugh when I tickled her this morning." Specificity activates the reward centers in your brain. Worry scheduling. Set aside 15 minutes to write every worry. Then close the notebook. You've acknowledged them. Now they don't get to run wild all day. Studies show this reduces intrusive thoughts by up to 35%. Future self letter. Write to yourself 1 year from now. What did you overcome? How did you grow? This creates psychological distance from current stressors. A study in the Journal of Experimental Psychology found that expressive writing improved both mental and physical health markers in just 4 days of 15-minute sessions. You're probably thinking, "I don't have time to journal." Friend, you have time to scroll Instagram for 20 minutes. You have time. Number 11. The power of no, setting boundaries without guilt. Here's something nobody wants to hear. You can't eliminate stress if you keep saying yes to everything. Overcommitment is anxiety fuel. Every yes to something unimportant is a no to your well-being. But we've been conditioned to believe that boundaries make us selfish. They don't. They make us sustainable. The script that changed my life. "I appreciate you thinking of me, but I don't have the bandwidth to give this the attention it deserves." Notice, no apology, no excuse, just a clear boundary. Research from the University of California found that people who struggled to say no had higher stress levels, more burnout, and even increased depression. Your inability to disappoint others is literally making you sick. Reality check. The people who matter will respect your boundaries. The people who don't, well, that tells you something important, doesn't it? Start small. Say no to one thing this week that you'd normally agree to out of obligation. Notice how the world doesn't end. Number 12. The neuroscience of nature. Green space is medicine. Last one, and it's my personal favorite, nature exposure. Not hiking the Appalachian Trail, unless that's your thing, but simply being around greenery. A study in Finland found that spending just 20 minutes in an urban park significantly lowered cortisol levels. Japanese researchers studying forest bathing, Shinrin-yoku, discovered that time in nature reduces blood pressure, lowers cortisol, improves mood, enhances immune function. Why? Theories include phytoncides, compounds plants release that have calming effects. Attention restoration, nature requires. Soft focus, giving your overtaxed brain a break. Evolutionary wiring, we evolved in nature. Concrete jungles stress our ancient brains. You don't need a forest. A park works. A tree-lined street works. Even looking at nature images for 5 minutes has measurable effects, though real exposure is better. Challenge. This week, spend 20 minutes outside with no phone, no podcast, no distraction. Just you and the natural world. Notice what happens. Alright, let's bring this home. We've covered 12 powerful techniques. The 90-second breathing reset, cold water exposure, anxiety acceptance, the 3-3-3 grounding rule, progressive muscle relaxation, movement, the 5-4-3-2-1 countdown, social connection, strategic sleep, journaling that works, boundary setting, and nature's healing power. Here's my question for you. Which technique are you trying first, the breathing reset or the cold shower challenge? Drop your answer in the comments because I'm genuinely curious what resonates most. And hey, what other mental health topics would you like me to tackle? Burnout? Focus issues? Let me know below. If this video helped you, hit that like button and subscribe so you don't miss future content. Seriously, it makes a huge difference. Speaking of building better habits, in my next video, I'll reveal how to build healthy habits that actually stick. I'm breaking down a proven framework that finally made habit formation click for me after years of false starts. You won't believe what I discovered about why most habit advice completely fails. That drops next week, so hit the bell. Remember, stress is inevitable, but suffering is optional. You've got the tools now. Go use them. See you in the next one. Take care of yourself, you're worth it.